host of the Gridiron.
All right. I had the countdown going and everything. And just stopped halfway midstream. Welcome to the Gridiron. If you give this video a thumbs up and maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live, or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then also, way down at the bottom, I believe it's the bottom link, all the way down at the bottom of the description box, takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right. Well, hey, it was like after the Giants, the Deutschland debacle, right? Yeah, of course you had, Daniel Jones, this might have been his last play that he played for the New York Giants. And then kind of, as the week went along, it's like, no, he might be hanging in there. He might be, he might be still might be the starter. And then it got to be official today. Obviously Dabes and Shane and all that stuff and everything thought it over or whatever. I'm sure they knew, they just weren't going to come out and say it, right off the bat. But thank you, sweet dear baby Jesus. Daniel Jones has been benched. Daniel Jones era is no mas. So, they knew. They know. Well, we're going to sit down. We're going to think about it. We're going to look at the tape, and we're going to shoot the crap, and we're going to throw some stuff together, and this, that. We'll combine our heads together and we'll think what's been. They knew what was happening. They knew he wasn't playing no more. But, is what it is. Made for good drama, right? But so it's finally over. It's not. You just don't really know exactly what. Is he damaged goods? Did Saquon wind up meaning like maybe that much to him? Because having Saquon back there, right? It's huge. We got Tracy, right? But I said him getting hit. Getting hit hurts. No, getting hit affects everybody differently. Some guys, because like with Eli, don't get me wrong, and same thing like Brett Favre and guys who played, hundreds of games in a row at quarterback. God bless you. You could ever talk to Favre or Eli and stuff like that. There were times, obviously, I'm sure, they had all kinds of aches and pains and things wrong with them. And if they really wanted to, they could have been, maybe I shouldn't play, and they're just warriors. They're just straight up warriors. But, Eli and Favre and all that, they didn't tear the ACL. And my ACL's torn and I can't walk on it. And I'm going to play. No, they're not. They didn't have that happen to him. Daniel Jones had stuff go wrong with his neck 2 times, right? So maybe they maybe had some other things and stuff like that. But there's certain things you can play with, and it doesn't. You got to be a tough dude to play football. It's not for the weak of heart, right? But I mean, Daniel Jones getting injured and getting injured and getting injured and getting injured and getting, I mean, just it's, it affects everybody differently. And possibly, right, maybe it just took us toll on him. I mean, because, I mean, if you look, with that, the flea flicker, right? He gets the ball, right? And there's a couple guys, like 13 wide receivers running wide open down the field. Like there was like nobody within like 300 miles of him, but I mean, I don't, he was like this. I don't know if he out of the corner of his eye, I don't know if he's seeing the one guy who's going to sack him, right? And he's like, well, if I let it go, I'm going to, like as I let it go, right after I, let it go, I'm going to get nailed. So let me just hold the ball and brace myself. You know what I mean? So instead of throwing the ball and I don't know. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know. But then again, some of the stuff is it's like, why you got a clean pocket? Malik Neighbors over here, and you threw the ball like 13 yards over the guy's head. What the? Yeah. I mean, it's really funny because again, some of these. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, giant Facebook groups. And you see obviously the pros and the cons, and there's people out there that are like, yeah, Daniel, we failed you, Daniel, and this and that. And, I mean, have you seen the dude play this year? I mean, are you that stupid? I mean, seriously. I mean, what's your excuse? I mean, the Malik Neighbors, I mean, I mean, two guys running wide open. Why you throw the ball? Well, I mean, what's yeah. I mean, just we failed you. I mean, in a way, I mean, you can certainly, I mean, the offensive line has been rather poor ever since he's been here. Haven't had a number one wide receiver. So yeah. But once again, things happen, right? It's the world's not fair, not always fair, right? You could also, not feel too sorry for Daniel Jones because the man got some money, right? He got paid. He can live, I don't know if he's ever going to be a starter, a pure starter on another team ever again. I mean, he might be a viable backup or something, Hey, bring him in off the bench. Hey, be a good backup. I mean, he ain't making no $40 million a year. I don't know what he'd make, but he'd be a good backup. He's a good student of the game. He comes in, first one in, last one out, studies hard, all that stuff. He's a good athlete and everything, right? Smart, right? But, I mean, he's not much more like a glorified backup quarterback, especially it doesn't seem like at this particular point in time in his career. Yeah, exactly. And those are history's mysteries. You can talk to 10 different people and get 10 different answers. Right. And you can talk to 10 different experts and get 10 different answers of what happened. And each one might have viable answers for you. Right. Exactly what happened to Daniel Jones. Right. So, I mean, but you're never going to know, why his rookie season, he had 24 touchdown passes. He had 12 interceptions. He had like 315 fumbles. I get it. But 24 touchdown passes. I think he's the only rookie quarterback ever. Okay. I mean, at the time, anyway. I don't know if it's been broken since. I don't know. But he had to have 4 or more touchdowns in a game, 4 more touchdown passes, I think, in a game. Over 300 or over 350 yards in a game in his rookie season, and no interceptions. Other quarterbacks have done it. Fran Tarkenton did it, but Fran Tarkenton, when he was a rookie for the Vikings, he had three games where he had 4 more touchdown passes, and he had over 300 yards passing as a rookie for the Vikings in 61. But one of the games he had an interception. There were other quarterbacks that I think 1 or 2 others that did it, but they all had interceptions. Daniel Jones in those games they were not very good teams, but hey, when you're playing against bad teams, you're supposed to play well against them, and he did. And he had some. I mean, how he went from he started 12 games in 2019, and he had 24. How he went from throwing 2 touchdown passes a game to now he can't even throw half a touchdown a game. I mean, it's like boggles my brain. Yeah, as I said, is he just damaged goods with the injuries and getting hit and pummeled? I mean, maybe, possibly. I mean, maybe it affected his timing, his thinking, and all that. I said, you getting hit. I mean, it affects everybody differently. So the news came out. So there's a couple things here, obviously. One, right, is one of the things is kind of, it's a little, is Brian Daboll coaching for his job over the final 7 games? John Mara's patience is again being tested. So the thing is that and I heard this, this is kind of, the guy they let go is having like an MVP type season, and he's flourishing. He's doing really well. The guy that they paid is now being benched, and the guy they paid, his career with the Giants is basically over. So it's like, go in there and tell Mr. Mara that. And they got to go look for another quarterback. But, so once again, hindsight's always 20/20. But I mean, the thing is like, is Daboll, he benched him, but is he coaching for his job? If so, hold on. All right, buddy, we're good. If he's coaching for his job, I mean, does DeVito give him the best opportunity, I guess? Because it's like, you don't want to bench Jones and bring in an inferior quarterback if your job is on the line, and you say you out of the last 7 games, say you go 1-6. I mean, right now you're 3-14. It's like, are you going to have a job? I mean, so interesting. But so we got. Obviously, Brian Daboll is coaching for his job over the final 7 games of the season, according to Fox Sports News insider Jordan Schultz. However, Jordan Schultz knows this. Who knows? But Giants are 2-8, obviously, this season. And on Monday, Daboll announced that the fan favorite Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan will replace Daniel Jones. Schultz wrote, while ownership has suggested he'll return, there is growing sense that the Giants head coach Brian Daboll is coaching for his job over the final 7 games. But I mean, as I said, there is that, but there's also, on Rich Eisen's show, right? He was, I guess it was last week. I guess maybe it was, what he was saying. Oh, this was after the Carolina game. This was last week. Rich Eisen really, he seems, what he said on his show is that, the ownership loves Daboll. So, we'll have to wait and see. You always hear conflicting reports. After leading the Giants to a 9-7-1 record, winning a playoff game, and being named coach of the year, things have gone south for Daboll. Co-owner John Mara famously warned Daboll of the dangers of going from Bono to Bozo. Yep. Or from Bono to Bozo. The Giants are 8-19 over the past 2 seasons. The NFL insider Adam Schefter said on the Pat McAfee show that he still believes Daboll and GM Shane are safe, at least for the rest of the season. I believe they're safe right now. John Mara came out and said that they were going to be safe. I think that they are right now going to be safe. Schefter also said, this ownership wants to believe in continuity, wants to not make any changes. That's what they're planning to do. Could their plans change? Sure, but I don't believe they're planning right now to change the head coach and GM. So I mean, as of right now, I mean, look at Dallas. I mean, they got, they just got the doors blown off them tonight. 34-10 to the Texans. They got a backup quarterback in there, right? Well, Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan is the 3rd string quarterback. So once again, we're going to have a 3rd string quarterback in there. Well, let's see. I mean, Hey, took us to 3 victories last season, and actually it would have been a 4th if Graham Gano didn't miss that 35-yard field goal, or whatever, because he was injured against the Jets. So, but then again, if we won that game, we would have fell farther down the draft board, and quite possibly we may not have got Malik Neighbors either. So it worked out for the best. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, I mean, as I said, putting Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan in there, if Daboll thinks his job is safe, right? And we start losing a bunch of games, and we're going to go over the quarterback situation here in a little bit. But if he thinks his job is safe, right, and we he gets Tommy in there, get the dude some more playing time. And as I said, bring the dude back next year, right? I mean, if you're going to have 3 quarterbacks, whoever you're going to get next year, whether it's in free agency or in the draft or whatever, right? You got that. I don't know if Drew Lock's going to want to come back. I don't know. But, get Tommy some more. I mean, that would be his 3rd season with the Daboll and all. Get the dude some playing time, man. Get him with the offensive line. Get him with the first string wide receivers and all that, and the tight ends and everything like that. Get him out there calling plays again, right? Valuable, hugely valuable reps and playing time and everything for Tommy. So get the dude out there. Let him finish if he can survive. But let him finish the final 7 games. That'd be immensely important for his growth. Not saying he's probably not going to be, probably not going to be, the number 1 quarterback going forward. But hey, I mean, certainly, keep the dude around, right? Especially let's see how he does, right? He did good, right? He's around the 2nd season. Let's put him out there again. Let's see what he's got, right? And I mean, he had some sparkling moments last year. Some of it was he held on to the ball a little too long or too much, because he didn't want to throw interceptions, But and sometimes, like against the Jets, he wasn't allowed to throw the football. It seemed like, I don't know how many times he threw the ball against the Jets, but wasn't much. They just didn't seem to want, like they wanted him to throw the ball. So anyway, but get the dude some playing time. Oh yeah, very, very valuable. All right, so we got here. Right. The key, and I got this other one here, which I'm kind of seeing here. Right. The key reason why Giants coach Brian Daboll benched Daniel Jones for Tommy DeVito. It's been a long time coming, but finally the Giants have decided to move on from Daniel Jones. Thank you, Jesus. Although Jones remains on the roster, at least until next spring, he's been demoted to 3rd-string quarterback behind 2023 cult hero Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock, who was expected to compete with Jones for the starting job when the Giants signed him this offseason. Now, in the hours since the decision was announced by the Giants head coach Brian Daboll, more information has begun trickling out regarding why Daboll finally pulled the trigger on the move, as well just how badly fractured the relationship was between Jones and the organization that selected him 6th overall. Once again, how these guys know this, no idea. But per NFL insider Jordan Schultz, Daboll finally decided to make a change at quarterback, because there was a growing belief that he could be coaching for his job over the final 7 games of the season. This plays into why Daboll ultimately chose DeVito over Drew Lock. Aha, interesting. Last season, obviously, DeVito very briefly took the league by storm as he became the NFL's version of Linsanity. He quarterbacked the Giants to a 3-3 record in 6 starts, throwing for 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions, while also adding 195 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Tommy Chicken Cutlets will get his chance to spark another run starting this Sunday at MetLife Stadium against the Bucs, who come to town. It's no secret that the turmoil within the Giants locker room between Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones has been building for some time. Daboll has already pulled Jones out of action once this year during a beatdown at the hands of the Eagles, but the tension between Jones and the entire organization stems from the offseason. Per Schultz, a source described the relationship between the two sides as a bit awkward ever since the Giants publicly explored their options at quarterback over the offseason, including on the first ever offseason of Hard Knocks for the Giants. It was like flirting with someone new while your date is still at the table, the source told Schultz. Well, I mean, okay. I mean, if Daniel Jones was that pissed off or something, you go out there and you put the big boy pants on and show him. You show him. You guys were going to go after Daniels. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, I'll show you wrong. Well, put the big boy pants on there, brother. Go out there and lead us to some victories. He hasn't done it. Right? Hasn't done it. The proof's in the pudding. Right? He's showing what he's doing, what he can do, and he's just. Seems like he's just damaged goods. From Jones's perspective, this would come across as a betrayal. After all, only one season had passed since Jones and the Giants made a surprising run to the NFC divisional round. However, looking at his entire resume, it makes sense why the G-men would explore other options at starting quarterback, especially considering Jones was coming off a season in which he tore his ACL. Will the move away from Daniel Jones be enough to save Brian Daboll's job? Only time will tell. But for at least 1 week, fans in New York can enjoy DeVito mania. Then there was also the one thing, too, was kind of, was it Michael Lombardi? I think his name is. I don't know if he was a past GM. He absolutely loves, I mean, he's just nothing. To me, he's just a fat. That's all he is to me. But he loves just throwing shade at the Giants every chance he gets. I mean, he's just, yeah. But the fat said, and this kind of does make sense. It's like, why did you go out and, this does have a little merit to it. Now, unless you brought in Drew Lock because you thought his body of work was okay, and then you bring him in there and you bring him into your system and all, and he's just not quite the guy. Maybe they made a boo-boo. I don't know, but why did you bring Drew Lock in here? For $5 million, if you're going to bench Jones and bring Tommy Chicken Cutler Parmesan as the backup, right? Then he also brought up, it's like, you take that $5 million and threw that at Saquon Barkley, maybe you might still have your running back. I mean, you can imagine, right? I mean, I don't know if we would have drafted Theo Johnson. I don't know if we would have drafted him if Waller was not contemplating retirement. I'm saying, could you imagine? I mean, and that was another one of the mistakes, the problems or what the issues or whatever, right? Of course, it's a 3rd round pick this year's draft. I don't know who we would have gotten, but we got Andrew Phillips in the 3rd round. I mean, could you imagine if we hit another grand slam in the 3rd round with a third round pick? And so that's another mistake, not a mistake, but another thing that went against the Giants, right? Trading the 3rd round pick for Waller. I'm saying, but imagine if we didn't bring in Locke, if we had the $5 million plus some other money, I'm sure we could have found through it. Gave Saquon $14-15 million a year, right? Sure, he probably hopefully would stay with the Giants. If we had Waller and we got Malik, wow, that's a nice trio right there. You have Wando Robinson, you got Slayton still. Now, I'm not saying that would have saved Daniel Jones' job. Who knows? But it's I don't know. It's refreshing. There's hope. I mean, even now, as the season comes to a close here and all, there's like a little hope for the future, I guess. Now that Daniel Jones is quite possibly he's taking his last snap with the New York Football Giants. So.